certain milestones in their empire, man. From starting off being a communist country to open that shit up. No. Let's go back. Let's go back, man. Rewriting history. From starting off from being a fucking junkie ass country, because Esau was getting opium and shipping it to China and making profit off of that.
Yeah.
Which is another reason why we say Esau the plug, because you got the opium wars.
Right.
Start with that, man. Then you got the communism, Mao Zedong in them slaying motherfuckers. Cut themselves off from the world. Ultimately, they open that shit up. They start industrializing. So they got all these damn factories, Nike. You know what I'm saying? Almost everything that you buy come from China. They done raised up a 1 million man army. Now they also trying to test the waters in colonialism, man. They buying up land in Africa.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They about to step on Taiwan. So they have a right, they have a right to be prideful, man. Because they making moves.
That's the Isaiah 15, bro. It says, "Go to Moab is the pride."
Yeah.
That's right.
And to be honest, man, they do have that reason, because all of the manufacturing is coming from them, man. Most of the assets that our people in the so-called West enjoy come from either China or Taiwan, man.
Right.
They said if Taiwan goes into warfare, all cell phones are just shut down. All of them. Batteries, electronics, TVs. People don't realize how much shit goes through that little tiny island of Taiwan.
Right.
And China has control over it, man.
How much they probably will go in there and take that shit, because if you notice, it's the same concept between Russia and Ukraine. They're the same motherfucking people.
That's the spirit. You understand that?
They're the same people.
But that's the reason why America had Taiwan's best interest, because a lot of that technology that comes from there outside of Japan, they got to protect that because it's part of Esau's consumerism.
Right.
That cell phones here, how much money they generate in cell phone usage a year, man?
Right.
Billions.
Yeah,
Hundreds of billions.
It would take more of a loss if China took Taiwan back than it would be Russia and Ukraine.
Like
Russia and Ukraine is one thing. Yeah, they control a lot of the food production and shit over there in Ukraine, but it's not going to affect them as hard as if China successfully takes over Taiwan. So the U.S. going to have to intervene. There's going to be some type of shit shot off behind it too.
Right.
They make that move like Russia did, and that's why, you know, hey, people are seeing that America's full of shit.
Right.
You know, they seeing that they ain't gonna do shit. They got a Trump person in charge right now. America ain't do shit. So now China's flexing. Guess what? That's gonna send a message to all the rest of the other nations that's against America. They're gonna start flexing, do what the fuck they want to do.
Right.
They know the U.S. is finished, man.
Right.
Anytime you got fucking Transformers in the military twerking on Twitter and shit,
Yeah.
it's a wrap. It's a wrap, man.
Yeah, you got Navy SEALs turning into
Pacifiers, man.
little Lindsays and shit.
Right.
Killing little rugrats.
You goofy.
Like, this shit is finished, man.
Right.
And not only that, but hey, China, you had your time to rule. All these nations on earth, Iran, China, Esau, all of them had their time to put us in subjection and have had the time to rule the earth.
Right.
They had their turn.
Yep.
There's no more turns after this, man.
It came out that China most definitely is going to go to war with Taiwan, because it came out that every time China has been successfully invaded, it's been off the island of Taiwan. When the Japanese invaded them, they took Taiwan first and went in. When the English came in and invaded them, they took Taiwan first and they went in, and they took Hong Kong and all that shit.
Yeah, so they couldn't take
So Taiwan is a very much a sore spot. It's a very strategic military piece of geography. So Taiwan, you think China's not gonna go to war with Taiwan this time? Crazy, man.
Right, it's just kind of like it's like the equivalent of Cuba to the United States.
Right, that's how you do what they call strategic warplane or geopoliticism. What you do is, depending on the type of terrain, you take it from the outside in. That's like a back door. Like, to be honest with you, if Russia wanted to really take America, the thing they gotta do is come through Alaska.
Yeah.
That's it. Back door. You ain't gotta come down, go over the Bering Straits and fly right into Alaska, man.
Right.
To be honest with you, Alaska, parts of that land actually belonged to Russia at a point in time, but they sold it to the United States.
Yeah, they sold it off. But yes, and then the Russians, they about that type of terrain, they used to it. It would be difficult though, because that land going through there, you're gonna have some bodies drop just off the elements alone.
Right, right.
You know, so but if you got an island that damn close, that's a key spot to take over and have.
Yeah.
Now you got a place to build your missiles, and you're that much closer, you hit your target that much faster. If you got your own whole other country over there, man, you got a base set up. So of course they want that shit.
And there's only what about 3 divisions in the military, in the army that could withstand that heat.
Right.
One up in New York and a couple in Alaska.
Oh yeah.
All these other ones in the south, in the
Right.
west, nah, it's too cold.
Not good for us.
That shit about to get snatched up.
Yeah, and out there in Russia, man, that's it. When you up there in that high altitude, that's a whole different structure up there, man. Your breathing like literally changes, man.
Right.
Like some people get that weather-induced vertigo just by being at high altitudes. Like a lot of times when people live in mountains and shit, they suffer from a lot of dizzy spells because they're not used to the density of the air, man.
Right, right.
Yeah, that's why, if you know history, when Stalin was ruling Russia, his war tactic against Germany, literally he just walked backwards. He just took a step back, and then the people would die off from the elements.
Right.
Took another step back, die from the elements, and then he'd smack them. So
Yeah.
Germany had no choice but to back off. They couldn't do no shit with Stalin, man.
Right, right.
Because the terrain itself is that treacherous.
Yeah, we had Stalin's execution squads, and also they came against those Vienna Cossacks too, which was basically traitors to their native land.
Right. So Esau's so proud, he think he gonna send a bunch of nigga women and body boys up there. They can't even tie their shoes, man.
Oh
He
no.
gonna send them into the elements. Because that's the military today.
You can't even clean that fucking bathtub, man. How you gonna survive a Russian fight?
Right.
That's why the scriptures say, hey, I removed far from you the northern army.
Yeah.
And on top of that, it says the men have forbade to fight. They have retreated into their holes, man.
And it's women.
No, it's women, man.
Bitch scared of spiders.
Yeah.
He was better to drop bodies.
Who was the, but this is that post earlier, that advertisement of the Army, they was advertising like $35,000. There's a nigga woman on there, man. Join the Army.
To enlist, yeah.
I got a precept since we speaking on Russia. This is still in Jeremiah 51. This is verse 10. It say the Lord hath brought forth our righteousness. Come and let us declare in Zion the work of the Lord our power. Make bright the arrows, gather the shields. The Lord has raised up the spirit of the kings of the Medes. For his device is against Babylon to destroy it, because it is the vengeance of the Lord, the vengeance of his temple.
Right. When you read history about what happened, how did the original Babylon fall, they fell to the Medo-Persian Empire, man. So that when it says the spirit of the Medes, it's talking about a people that's going to be against the people that are considered Babylon today, man. All right? You got China, you got Russia, you got basically a whole confederacy they're tired of Esau's shit, man.
Brits?
Yeah.
That's why they set up NATO to combat the Eastern Bloc, which was the Soviet Union at that time.
Right.
So now basically it's a war for East versus West. That's really what it boils down to. With the bigger nations like Russia spearheading the East, and then you got fucking America and NATO spearheading the West.
Right.
Okay, and what's disadvantage for America is that China got a 1 million man army.
Yep.
Right.
Russia got better, they got more expansive weaponry than America, man. Because America, they put a lot of their money and their tactics into their Air Force, into their offensive strategy, but yet their fucking defensive is trash, man. They don't put enough money in it because that's their pride. They're not planning on getting taken down like that.
Right.
See, the trick bag is everybody that you set up on your side, they're gonna come against you.
Right. Right.
Right. Not only that, you need a lot of money to maintain your military might and force. The U.S. is in too much debt to be sinking their money in their swords.
Yeah, he's putting money in it. He's putting money into people changing their fucking,
Yeah.
Right. And that shit's just going to waste. You got China, they got, not only do they got so many million-man army, but they got technology. Them guns ain't no fucking little pee-pee shooters, man.
Right.
They got some heavy-ass shit. China's advanced in tech.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, so the helmets they have on, the vision glasses, the weapons they gonna have, times 1 million.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
might
And they
bring
got
out-
the money to alarm up everybody in that army.
And they might bring out Mecha Godzilla on you niggas, man.
Right.
They'll drop some Gundams on you niggas, man.
Bring them out. Bring them out, boy.
They came out. That China, I believe they invented one of the upgraded prototypes of stealth camouflage, man. With the uniforms.
Right.
Bro, they got super soldiers over there, man.
Because the average American, what they do, they look at the military spending. They'll say, oh, America has 17 times more spending than the next, but they don't realize how expensive it is to maintain military bases abroad.
Yeah.
It's way cheaper to have a military here than it is. It costs hella money, man. So the dollar that they're spending don't mean anything.
And
It just costs more.
And-
And not only that, they just because you're spending more doesn't mean your defenses are better. Because what did America just do? They gave 80 billion over to Ukraine, man.
Yep.
So some of that military spending is just straight up going to other nations.
that's what I was about to
It's literally going to go to other nations that's going to turn against them, really.
Yep.
Right.
All that money they gave NATO, well NATO's going to turn against America, man.
And
Right.
it's all strategic too, because believe it or not, NATO, out of the Western forces, the NATO troops are the most highly trained.
Right.
They're like the top echelon of all the West, so to speak.
Right.
Those Ukrainian NATO soldiers that was being trained by NATO that got taken out by Russia within days, that was supposed to be their top elite.
Right.
And
Yeah.
got-
They got ran through, man.
So this American military, it's gonna get scary for y'all, boy.
Hell yeah.
You can't put an average Chinese troop against American, man. You're gonna see night and day results.
It's 3-1.
Yeah.
Them motherfuckers, they major sport over there in China ain't fucking basketball. That shit is martial arts over there. That's their sport.
Yeah, they got a million troops.
So what they gonna do? What you gonna do with that, man? Hand-to-hand combat against a Chinese troop against American, man.
Right.
You gonna see them run through motherfuckers, man.
That 6-week basic training shit ain't gonna do none of that CQC shit.
Yeah, that shit ain't going
America lost their dominance after World War II, man.
Yep.
After they got spanked in the fucking what do you call that?
Korean War, the Vietnam War.
Vietnam War, the Gulf War. After
Yeah.
man,
They got fucked up.
Yeah.
Only real mighty men left to be special operations guys.
Barely them.
Barely them.
They're questionable because Russia had their own special ops. You know?
Yeah.
So it's like,
Put up a Spetsnaz versus a Navy SEAL. Spetsnaz, them niggas
Spetsnaz
trained
was
5-10 feet of snow, bro. Spetsnaz was like the
I gotta appreciate it because either way it go, all these nations going down, man. No matter how strong their might is. This is Obadiah chapter 1, verse 15. For the day of Yahweh is near upon all the heathen. As thou hast done, it shall be done unto thee. Thy reward shall return upon thine own head. Okay, so look, do what you want to, man. You may think you're gonna be on top. At the end of the day, all y'all going in captivity. All you had your chance to rule the earth, and you did the shit in wickedness, man. So at the end of the day, the Lord picked who He wants to be ruling this thing at the end, and that's the nation of Israel, man. That's us, man. So that's it. Moab, Esau, Edom, Elam, Ishmael, all y'all going down, man. Okay?
On the battery. 23 minutes.
This is you got somebody? This is man, back again in Jeremiah 51. Just as we was going into how nowadays the American military, it's not what it used to be. This is Jeremiah 51 verse 29. And the land shall tremble in sorrow, for every purpose of the Lord shall be performed against Babylon, to make the land of Babylon a desolation without an inhabitant, man. Now see, this is how we know that this is prophecy. Because the land of Babylon today is inhabited. The land of Iraq, obviously we know it's motherfuckers out there. So this is a future prophecy that is yet to be enacted. But verse 30, it say the mighty men of Babylon have forborne to fight. They have remained in their holds.
yeah.
Their might had failed. They became as women. They have burned her dwelling places. Her bars are broken.
Right. Yeah. All it takes for you to see a few bodies drop, man. That ain't gonna be like basic training, man. That ain't gonna be like the shit you saw in the video.
Yeah.
When you start smelling burnt flesh, when you start seeing people get their fucking head taken off, man, you gonna bitch up.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Keisha's getting blown away.
Right. Especially if a large percentage of you are women,
Yeah.
Yep.
you know?
And they became as women. Like 90% of them, they want to be. They done had transformations.
Right.
And this is the United States military we're talking about, man. A large percent of them now, hey, that don't ask, don't tell policy is gone. And now the policy is please tell.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Let
Shit left the building
Because
about
they'll pay for
8
you to
years
get your Jimmy chopped, man.
Right.
Hey,
That
but
takes away strength.
but the brother posted an article that the American military is suffering recruiting failures, man.
Yeah.
They said they're gonna be 30,000 behind
Yeah, 40.
next month.
That's that for born to fight. They don't want
Right.
to fight.
They don't wanna fight.
They don't want that, man.
So what is that going to lead to? That's going to lead to them laxing the military requirements.
Yeah.
You know, you have to have certain physical attachments that you got to be to be. That's going to drop. So you're going to have a bunch of bitch ass niggas in the military.
Big ass
Basically.
overweight niggas.
And it's also gonna lead to a draft, man.
Yep.
That's right.
Spirit.
If nobody's signing up, they be like, all right, nigga, come on here. They shutting down college basketball.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? They shutting down college football.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Ain't no NCAA tournament this year, nigga.
Right.
All you niggas that fit, you be in the gym, okay, nigga.
Right.
Get your ass in the field.
Yeah.
Right.
That's right. Remember Muhammad Ali? They wanted to draft his ass, man.
Hell yeah.
He knew how to fight. He was like, fuck, I ain't going over there and fighting that goddamn joint.
Yeah.
He took the option to go to prison.
Point, y'all made it and proved that this is talking about modern day Babylon and not the ancient, because you made a point when you read the scripture. Going back from 19, because we know that the ancient land of Babylon was what they would consider Iraq today, right? So it says of 2020, the population is 40.22 million people. So that rules that out of being ancient Babylon, where Jeremiah saw fall to the Medes.
Yep.
Now you go back to the year 2000, it was 23.5 million. So they damn near doubled in 20 years. You see? So this is talking about ancient, well, the modern day Babylon, which is America. Back in 1960, you had 7.29 million people. So this land has never been fully desolate. Okay? Just to bring that point up.
Yeah. But it says he's going to raise up the spirit of the Medes. So if he's speaking on the Medes, that means this is something that basically was getting ready to happen around that time. Or in the future prophecy, he's saying that's something that's going to get ready to happen again. So watch it. You know? That spirit is back today, man. You know?
What y'all got? You got something? You got something to us?
Yeah, I mean, since we back up in Jeremiah 51.
Get Jeremiah 49, man.
Jeremiah 49. It's Jeremiah 49, verse 7. It says, concerning Edom, thus saith the Lord of hosts, is wisdom no more in teeming? Is counsel perished from the prudent? Is their wisdom vanished? Flee ye, turn back, dwell deep, O inhabitants of Dedan, for I will bring the calamity of Esau upon him, the time that I will visit him. Hey, and why does the Bible in Jeremiah 59, before it goes into Babylon, why is it mentioning Edom like this?
Yeah.
You say I will bring calamity of Edom upon him the time that I will visit him.
Right.
But this, in Jeremiah 50 and 51, it speaks on the Lord's visitation, man.
Right.
So you gotta piece things together. Just as
Right.
we've been saying, when it say Babylon shall be without inhabitant,
Right.
you gotta piece it together.
Right. Yeah, why is Babylon still being spoken about in the book of Revelation? You know? Because the Babylon that it's talking about is a future Babylon. You know?
That's right. And it says, Jeremiah 49 verse 9, if grape gatherers came to thee, would they not leave some gleaning grapes? If thieves by night, they will destroy till they have enough. But I have made Esau bare. I have uncovered his secret places. He shall not be able to hide himself. His seed is spoiled, and his brethren and his neighbors, and he is not, man. Which is called destruction, man.
Right. Yeah. And all that's basically happening right now, man. His seed is spoiled. We know who he is now. His dollar's collapsing. His economy is collapsing. Russia is clearly not scared of you anymore. All right.
Jeremiah 49 verse 12. For thus saith the Lord, behold, they whose judgment was not to drink of the cup have assuredly drunken. And art thou he that shall altogether go unpunished? Thou shalt not go unpunished,
Right.
but thou shalt surely drink of it, man.
Yeah.
You know, because in the Lord's cup is judgment. You see? So obviously the nation of Israel, we weren't set up to go off, but we surely have drunken of that cup. But due to your iniquity, O nation of Edom, you're gonna drink of the same cup, man.
That's right.
This is why, once again, Jeremiah 50 and 51 goes into the judgment of the missiles, man.
Right.
That's the Lord pouring out his cup amongst the heathen.
Right.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Say, for I sworn by myself, saith the Lord, that Basra shall become a desolation, a reproach, a waste, and a curse, and all the cities thereof shall be perpetual wastes. Once again, this is in Jeremiah 49, man. Basra shall be nothing. Say, all the cities shall be perpetual waste, man. When you go to Jeremiah 51, it say Babylon shall have no inhabitants, man.
That's right.
So it's linking the two. It's linking Edom with Babylon.
Get the camera on the sun. Check this out. Dude, that's talking about Edom. Let's spin that around. Camera on that. Zoom in on this. Capital Basra within the land of Edom. And what separates it is the Dead Sea. Okay? Zoar, Tamar, Zemalah, and Basra. Okay? Then you got Amalek, was on the other side of the wilderness of Zin. But it's still a land of Edom because you got to understand lands were separated by borders. Okay? So this is still considered the land of Edom. Right. It's called, even though it was a land that was divided into here, but it's still the land of Edom, all the way over to Amalek, man. Basra. It's not talking about over there, it's actually talking about America, but Basra is synonymous with the Edomites. Just so you can understand geography.
This is Lamentations chapter 4, verse 21. Rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom, that dwellest in the land of Uz. The cup also shall pass through unto thee. Thou shalt be drunken, and shalt make thyself naked. So that's the cup that he was speaking about in Jeremiah, man. The Lord said the cup is going to pass on over to you, man. You know? And you're going to be drunken with that. So that means you're going to drink the whole thing, man. Verse 22, it says, the punishment of thine iniquity is accomplished, O daughter of Zion. He will no more carry thee away into captivity. He will visit thine iniquity, O daughter of Edom. He will discover thy sins. So you basically have two nations. One is talking about Babylon taking part of the cup. Then you got Edom talking about a cup in the latter days. You know? Yeah. So that pieces together the same time period. You got one nation here called Babylon drinking of this cup of judgment, and another nation called Edom drinking of this cup of judgment. But when you read it and you piece it together, you read Revelation and everything, you understand that it's speaking prophetically about the same nation of people.
Well, let's get there. Go to Revelation 18.
Yeah.
But hey, we once again, we about to go ABC for y'all, man.
Actually cooking.
There is gonna be no question whether if Babylon is in the scripture, whether America is in the scriptures, man.
Yeah.
Because one thing, if you haven't noticed, when it mentioned Babylon, it keeps saying her. It keeps saying her.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? In Revelation it says it. In Jeremiah it says it, man.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? But what do you have the symbol of America? It's Lady Liberty, man.
Right.
That's their her. But it's really their whore, man. Go ahead,
This is Revelation chapter 18, verse 1. And after these things I saw another angel come down from heaven, having great power, and the earth was lightened with his glory. And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the great is fallen, and has become the habitation of devils, and the hold of every foul spirit, and a cage of every unclean and hateful bird.
All right, so this is after the fact. This is after the destruction, man. As we already read in Jeremiah 51, as we're going to keep repeating, it's prophesied that Babylon is going to be a perpetual waste and destruction. Jeremiah 49 says Edom, the cities of Edom shall be perpetual wastes, man. All right? Is it clear yet? Go ahead.
Verse 3, for all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication.
Yeah.
And the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her.
All right, in Jeremiah 51, what did it say? Babylon is a golden cup in the Lord's hand, and she had made the nations drunk, therefore the nations are mad.
That's right.
Same thing that Revelation is saying. Go ahead.
And the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies.
Okay, so what's big in America? It's America is an import society.
Yeah.
which means that if you bring your product here, you can sell it off and you can make money, man.
Yeah.
So everybody is sad after the fact of America dying because nobody's here to buy shit. Niggas ain't buying Nikes once the missiles drop, man.
That's right.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Niggas don't want that bullshit. What you gonna do with it?
That's right.
But that goes back to China. China is gonna be one of those main merchants that is crying because this place got that place rich.
Yep.
Yeah. Even over there in India, you got a heavy like IT community, a lot of call centers that make buku money
Oh,
working
yeah.
for American companies, man. Once all hell breaks loose, man, they ain't nobody calling customer service, man. Ain't no phone lines running. ain't no IT people coming in to help you, man.
I can't get my Netflix to work.
India is making a whole bag off of America, man. You know?
Go ahead.
Verse Revelation chapter 18, verse 4. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, "Come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins."
Yo, Jeremiah 51 says the same thing, man. Flee ye out of the midst of Babylon, that ye be not partakers of her sins, man.
Right.
Same thing.
Right. And this breaks it down further because it doesn't mean to actually physically leave the land of America. It's talking about abandoning those philosophies that you learned in, man. Letting that shit go. Revelation 18 and 4 again. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, "Come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not of her plagues. For her sins have reached unto heaven, and the Most High hath remembered her iniquities."
Yeah, this don't mean go buy a purple jet, hop on the plane, and try to run out of here. That's not what that's talking about. It's talking about mentally come out of this place, man. Don't be doing the things that this place pushed forward that has polluted the whole earth with all the wine that it's had all the nations drinking of. Stop drinking it. Put the bottle down, man. Sober up. Stay away from all that so you don't get this judgment that's being read.
Verse 6, "Reward her even as she rewarded you, and double unto her, double according to her works. In the cup which she had filled to her double."
So all these other nations, man, they're gonna get double payback. Guess what? This place, Esau, Edom, he has gone and done genocide in all the nations, all of them. So they all gonna want a piece of that pie in that day. Not just what they did to Israel.
Verse 7, "How much she hath glorified herself and lived deliciously, so much torment and sorrow give her. For she saith in her heart, I sit a queen and am no widow, and shall see no sorrow."
And shall see no sorrow, man, because when you look throughout history, when has anybody ever rolled up on America and fucked shit up, man?
That's happened. There's been no boots on the ground on U.S. soil.
Virgin
all the way
daughter.
since like the 1600s, 1700s, and that's counting quote unquote Great Britain.
Right.
That don't really even fucking count. This place still is heading to the same thing, you know. But now, what's getting ready to come? Hey man, you're gonna have boots on the ground. There's that movie called Red Dawn. They made a new one a couple years ago.
Yeah,
And it showed you the invasion. What country invaded?
It was Russia and then it was China.
North Korea was the second. The first one was Russia.
First Russia.
And the second one that came out, North Korea invasion. That visualization, you better watch that movie. Y'all about to see how that shit gonna be, man. That's really gonna fucking happen. They gonna come in through Mexico. They gonna come in through Alaska.
Yeah. Ready?
Various other places, Canada.
Yeah. Keep going. It says, Revelation 18 and 8, it says, "Therefore shall her plagues come in one day, death and mourning and famine, and she shall be utterly burned with fire. For strong is the Lord God who judgeth her."
Say, therefore shall her plagues come in one day.
Yeah.
And really, America's gonna be taken out in 1 hour, man.
Right.
You see?
And look at what the UN does when they go in other nations. That rape, robbing, pillaging, raping, killing, taking kids, and all that shit y'all did in other countries. It's coming, man. It's coming, man. But with that, y'all brothers got any other precepts?
That's it.
With that, we're gonna go ahead and close out. give all praises, honor, and glory to
Yahweh, Ba'ashim, Yahushai, Ba'ashim HaKadosh.
the double honors to the apostles, the elders, a great millstone, that tells us truth and goodwill. And citation to hope, love, picture with truth and honest sincerity. And Shalom, Abad Babal.
Abba,
Ball. Shalom.